Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of my X-Files. Yes, so we have seen... Oh, what? Why did it fall over? Crazy what? I'm sorry. As I said, of course, this welcome to part 2 of my X-Files. Of course, we show you the Class 66 in the first one, and I have to say 66004 in the first part has been a very good buy, just like 66415, You Are Never Alone. So, that said, we need to get on with these. These are DB HRA bogie hopper wagons in DB Cargo Aggregate, which are used in the construction sector for stone and aggregate movement. So, of course, the registers these 37865 and 37865B, so they should have different numbers on it, or should I say on them. So these are Bachmann branch line models, these are. Of course, at the bottom it comes in with a box of bits, which of course will allow me to turn these into what they're supposed to be, which are OO. At the moment they are in HO, and of course they come with buffers as well. So, ooh, quite light, despite it being one of these kind of wagons. So so here it is, DB Cargo. This one is 417067230062-9. This, of course, these were made from HTA wagons that were actually shortened into what they are now. Of course, somehow I can basically more or less change that hook into a double gauge hooks, but I'll have to pause the video in order to do that. But of course I have to say, very nice flushy red as well, but of course I couldn't go with just one of these, so of course I bought a second one, which is 37865B. So this one should be a different running number compared to the other one. There, of course, with the Freightliner ones, I accidentally bought two. Was duplicated. So again, there's a box of bits, hooks, and buffers alike. Yeah, there's different running number, of course, HRA. So the other one was 417067230062-9. This one is 417067230036-3. So just to make sure that you are not. So yeah, that's how they go together if you want to run in a HO format. But I am going to have to pause this in order for me to show you how to do a OO gauge format. So now the full conversion has been completed on both wagons. So I fitted buffers and the OO gauge hook. All of them, of course. Luckily, it was quite easy because all I had to do was take off this, the screws that hold that, and of course I had to unscrew the bracket that actually holds the HO gauge hooks and remove that, and then put it all back together again, and then putting the buffers on, which of course, so all of that process was quite easy. So oh, what? No again. Anyways, we have got 66 004 High Climate Hero ready to do its first ever demonstration. Don't forget I forgot to mention that the aggregate trains will be worked both by Freightliner and it will also be hauled by DB Cargo as well. Of course, using both 66s, 59s and the Class 60 as well. That said, we can get this train now working on its first ever demonstration. Start at gentle speed. That probably means I'm gonna have to loosen that. Probably means I'm gonna have to loosen some of the extra stress I put in that. Because the front really seems to like to do railroad bits of it. The thing is that's doing what I want it to do. So we'll do one final demonstration after I loosen the hooks a little. So there we go. Of course, this is a full stone train using big wagons, of course it would be 8 using these ones at the bottom, JHAs, of course. But yeah, it's a bit more like the part now. Of course, I've got that means I got DB ones, got Freightliner ones, and of course Yeoman ones. Of course, Freightliner ones can be used by DB because Freightliner and DB are in partnership, and so it would be Freightliner locomotive would be DB for Freightliner. And of course, both use these Yeomans. So this scale with the train haulage. And it's still doing it for some unknown reason. Maybe the hooks it's using, perhaps. Yeah, train's derailed, so I'm gonna have to convert. Okay, so converted to a Hornby, more or less a Hornby hook. Of course, I would be able to use, of course, got many types of these kind of brackets I could use, but that would be if I wanted to not use double gauge hooks and have them in close coupling between wagons like those, and those, and so on and so forth. There we go, that's a bit better. There we go, much better. At the same time, I can load these trains to have scrap, of course. So there we go. That wraps up today's, well, it almost wraps up today's session. I will do a double-heading intermodal container train work with 66415 You're Never Alone, just to show off how a curious scale train Class 66s work together as a team. So with that said, thank you for watching my X-Files on this on these demonstrations, and of course introduction of another curious scale Class 66 in the Railway, and I'll see you next time, slugheads.